fellow travelers, Mark here with woltersworld, and today we're here in Turku, Finland, my old stomping grounds. And today we're going to talk about our different ways that tourists can upset the locals when they come here to Finland. And I'll be honest, it's going to be hard to find out you upset the Finns because they're pretty stoic, they're pretty laid back, they don't like to cause a lot of ruckus. But there are some things that tourists do that might irk them just a little bit. And I want you to have a great time when you're here because it's a beautiful country with wonderful places to go and visit and see and do. And you don't want to upset the locals when you're here. And I think the first thing that you might do that might upset the locals is if you say sauna wrong. I mean, sauna is from here, not sauna. There's no sawing in sauna, okay? If you're not sure what a sauna is, it's that hot kind of like hot room where there's the rocks and they pour the water on, the steam comes around, like, oh, and it just makes you feel alive when you go in there, and they love it here. I mean, people have saunas in their home, they have them in their apartments, they have them in their apartment buildings, they have them at the hotels. Like, you'll check into your hotel and they'll be like, oh, the male sauna is from 8 till 10 tonight, it'll be hot, and the female is from 6 until 8, like they have it all set up, and it's a big thing here. And if you call it sauna, they'll be like, dude, yeah, okay, it's sauna, okay? So that's one thing. Also, I think another important thing is if you don't have the right sauna etiquette when you're here, now no one's going to say anything, but there's some things you should know because, one, you don't wear clothes in the sauna. It is all au naturel, okay? And if you're going in with your swim trunks or your pair of shorts or your undies, yeah, no, okay? They'll tell you, we got towels there for you, okay? So you can take your clothes with you and then change out of them and then go in the sauna with your towel, but it is a naked thing here. And I think another thing that sometimes tourists don't understand is, like, when you go to the sauna, it's guys go together and women go together, okay? It's not a mixed sex thing, it's separate, hence why they're like men from 8 to 10 and women from 6 to 8, because that's how it is. And you will really kind of upset people if you try to kind of sexualize sauna, because that's just not it. It's like sexualizing going to the bathroom. It's just something people do, like, like sauna is just a place where Finns go and relax and sweat out the stress of the day, okay? So those are some things I think is important in terms of the sauna etiquette that can upset the locals. But I think one thing that will really upset them, that if you really want to like poke the Finn, okay, is to say anything nice about Sweden, but say something nice about Sweden in a way that Sweden seems better than Finland, especially in ice hockey, because oh my god, I can't tell you how many times I've seen people almost come to blows here, which is insane when it came to Sweden versus Finland ice hockey. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a Finland fan. Finnish ice hockey is awesome. Go to games when you're here. Tepsi, go to see one of their games when you're here in Turku. It's awesome. But do realize that if you say, well, Finnish hockey's nice, but Swedish stuff or Swedish food or Swedish whatever, no, people are not going to like that. You're not going to make any friends that way. So be aware of that one. But I think the one that you as a tourist might bump into and not deal with, that you might not even realize you're upsetting people, is if you're loud. Look, I've done my best to try to get away from everybody I can to film this so I'm not upsetting the locals, because the Finns like quiet. They like to be in nature. They like to be silent. Like, I was at a parade today and you could talk in a normal conversation while the parade was going on. And so whether you're in public transportation or on the train or going out to eat, you don't have a lot of like loudness, okay? So if you're a loud, boisterous person, just know there's probably some Finn going, oh God, could that person just be quiet, okay? I mean, if you take the train, they have a special little cabinet you go into to talk on the phone, all right? Now, another thing that they probably won't bring up to you, but people like kind of look at you a little strangely, is if you kind of invade their personal space, because Finland is a huge country with not a lot of population, so people have some space here, and they like their space. And if you get too close to them, they do not appreciate that. They like their bubble. So give your Finnish friends the bubble when you're here. Say hi. Don't run up and give them a hug and kiss. Say, hey, how you doing? Now, on another thing, when it can kind of upset the locals, is basically your geographic knowledge. I lived here in Finland, and when I told people I was going to Finland, they're like, oh, is that like part of Russia? Because it's right on Russia's border. Look, do not associate Finland with Russia ever. No, they don't speak Russian here. They speak Finnish and Swedish. Those are 2 official languages, and they speak English better than me or you, okay? That's how they roll. This is not Soviet Finland. I mean, back in the day, they used to have the sticker for cars in Finland. It said SF for Suomi, which is Finland in Finnish, and Finland, which is Finland in Swedish, okay? But people are going, oh, is that Soviet Finland? You're like, no, you morons. Ugh. So now you just see Finn as their little tag, okay? But honestly, like, the Winter War was 100 years ago, but for people, it was something that the Finns are really serious about. Like, we went to war with Russia and beat them to save our country. So there's not a lot of friendliness between the two, so that's not really something you want to kind of bring up. So just have a heads up for that one. Another thing I think that might get your Finnish friends a little out of sorts is if you don't kind of follow the Finnish rules, because the Finns like to follow rules. Like, we have rules, so they should be followed, and the Finns are very good at following them, whether it is, waiting to cross the street, or you don't be late. You said you'd be there at 8 o'clock. You will be there at 8 o'clock, and people don't really take kindly if you don't kind of keep your word and go by the normal rules that they expect you to do. So whatever you say you're going to do, make sure you do it. But the thing is, the Finns are very hospitable people. Like, they will share with you. They will have a good time with you. It'll be wonderful, but I will warn you, you might freak them out if you show up unexpectedly. I mean, I know when I used to live here, I could make plans with my friends and we'd have it down. We'd meet at 6 o'clock and they'd be there at 6. But if I would just happen to be going by their apartment and knock on the door or ring the bell, they're like, "What are you doing here?" And they literally look at me like, "I don't know who you are, because Mark was supposed to be here at 8 and you're here at 6 o'clock. Like, who are you?" I mean, it was really, really crazy, but they don't like that surprise visit kind of stuff. So do be aware of that. And also, if you go into somebody's house and you don't take off your shoes, that's going to upset them. And most likely they'll be like, "Shoes off." And they might even have slippers for you when you're there. So that's nice. But yeah, that's another little thing to have a heads up on, man. Take those shoes off. Oh, and going back to that rules kind of thing, there's also the cue culture here. And Finns, if you actually want to hear them say something, then queue jump or line jump, because they'll be like, "Hey, the line's back there, pal." Like, they will actually say something. Most of the time Finns don't say anything, but when it comes to line jumpers, they're not cool with that. They're not really happy with the German tourists who just kind of smash everything up in here. Yeah, that's not cool. And also, if you're a German tourist, they usually don't like you because you have this reputation for being cheap and bringing all your food from Germany here instead of buying stuff in Finland. So that's another thing that might upset the Finns if you're coming here. So just want to give you a heads up for that. But honestly, the Finns are really nice people. They're very kind of reserved and kind of held back. But once they get to know you, or once they want to talk to you, you'll see they'll talk your ear off. They're wonderful people. But there are a few things that might get them a little irked. So do be careful with that. And also, if it's a late night, Friday or Saturday night, and people have been drinking too much, that's always, anywhere in the world, a time where you don't want to irk people off. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. I hope this helps you know how not to upset your Finnish friends. If I missed any of those little things that upset the Finns, please put it in the comment section below so we can help other people come and enjoy Finland and not upset our Finnish friends, because they are really wonderful. So I'll say moi moi or bye bye from here in Turku, Finland.